Hello again, my name's Richard, and I'm here to explain more on neighbours, gang-stalking neighbours, and how they use the neighbours. I want you to imagine yourself in the same situation as me, knowing full well that this is all set up and designed to make you look insane. Make you seem insane in the eyes of the people in your life, in your community, and that no, Rick, this is not happening, or, they won't. People will be saying, no, this is not true, this is not real, part of your life. So, you trying to confirm it for yourself too, for your own sanity, trying to prove to yourself, to your own mind that, hey, this isn't just in my mind. This is true and real, and I'm not seeing things. My neighbors are the ones. I'm smart and intelligent and know how they do this, and who they use in your neighborhood to do this. And again, they hope you will lash out against your neighbors or make accusations, anything that will cause again, problems in your neighborhood, more strain, more fights, more problems, and that's what they want, okay? Imagine then if you're aware of this and you know this and you're smart enough to know this. And so as what I did, as I will explain, and as I've explained elsewhere on the internet, I decided that I was going to confirm for myself, do a mental check to see if it's true about what I say about my neighbor. So, as I explained, I saw my neighbor was dumping his lawn clippings with his lawn tractor down across the road into the bushes. I had built a new garden box and could use some extra lawn clippings. And I use this to my advantage because, if you imagine, there's a big long fence that separates the two of us. Okay? So, if he's in my yard, and if it's true that he's the one that makes the call that says, hey, he's getting in his vehicle and he's leaving. Okay, how does he make that call when he's the only one home, his family's gone, his wife and daughter are gone, people who live with him are gone, okay, and he's by himself. How does he make that phone call then if no one else is home to make that call? You know what I mean? So that would mean he would have to race inside the house to make that phone call. Hey, he's leaving. So, you know what I'm saying? So if you set it up right, as I did, set it up so that I was busy outside, get him to assume that I'm not going anywhere, have him be busy doing the lawn work and stuff. And because I had asked him to bring over lawn clipping, if he brings his lawn clippings to my back of my property, so he has to come around to the front of my property on my driveway, come around to the back of my property, dump it, and then come back again and go all the way around to get back to his house again, to his own property. So what I did then was decided, okay, then I'll wait and see on a day that he dumps his lawn clippings in my yard. I'll wait and see if it's true that he is the one that makes that phone call every time I get in my vehicle. So that, as I've explained, so that when I come to that stop sign, they've timed it just right, so there's a vehicle there, a guy coming by with the telephone, hello, talking on the phone, coming by, eye contact, that sort of thing. That's what they like to do. But they have to time it, have to get the phone calls right, he's leaving, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so if he's that person, that would mean that if I stood in my own yard and waited until he was done and then started talking to him, blah, 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 and then say, okay, I gotta go, and then just suddenly just start walking away to jump in my truck, okay, make it so that, there's no time for him, which means I've got my keys in my hands, I jump in my truck and I go, sort of thing. And so, I timed it just right to see, and I thought, well, if it's true, if I just say, okay, I gotta go, I'm gonna go down to Canadian Tire, and I start walking towards my truck, does he just drive away slowly, like, yeah, okay, see ya, or does he race home, start it up and race home quickly to get to the telephone, to make that telephone call? And see, it's a mental check for you, right? Geez, my neighbor being the one that makes that phone call every time I get into my thing. Well, gee, I don't know, let's set it up, blah, blah, blah. Just as I explained, that's what I did. If it's him, see you later, gotta go boom, boom, boom. Did you start it up and take off and race back home again? That's the thing that we look for. Those are the things that are just set up to see, okay, is this the neighbor? Is this the person that's doing this? And that's what I did, and yes, when I did that, he started his lawn tractor up and he raced it home like Cornelli Jones, like he was or something, like he was doing the Indy 500 or something, because he started that thing up and he raced it home, and the whole time he was racing home, he was like this, looking behind him all the time, seeing where I was, like he was scared. It was almost like they would beat him to death if he didn't time it right. It was like they gave him shit. I made it to that stop sign, or before he phoned them and gave them notice. It was like he would get dinged or beaten, or he wouldn't get money or something. Just the way he raced home with that lawn tractor was fucking amazing. I'm telling you, okay? I set it up for a reason, and it worked. For me, it did, at least. Okay? And at the time I didn't have my camera. I wish I did. Honestly, I wish I did. Now, if you're that person, imagine being told, oh, you're paranoid, and no, this is just in your head, then, you're being told this is just in your head, and you turn around and you set it up and say, well, then if it's just in my head, this won't happen, or this won't happen, but all those things happen. So what do you mean it's just in my head, okay? And when all these things fit, and you look at what gangstalking is and how they use their neighbors and everything, and what I'm explaining to you, oh yes, and I'll stick to it. Any accusations my neighbor had, they're having a call with me coming on the internet saying that's too bad, okay, that's too bad. The RCMP screwed me, and they refused to step up to the plate and admit to me and my family that yes, it's wrongful accusal, wrongful suspicion. It is their fault. The EIC refuses to admit, and the Ministry for Children. So if any person that I'm making accusations against, whether it be a neighbor or a friend of my parents or anyone on the street, it doesn't make any difference. If you have a problem with that, bring it up with the people in our government, the RCB, who refuse to admit that what I'm saying is true and real, and that's too bad. And I don't need proof of anything. It is true and real, and I'm sorry if this bothers you. That be good. You bring me to a court of law. It's called slander. If you choose to bring me to a court of law for slander, good. I could use the publicity. The media, the government, everyone ignores me and says no, gangstalking is not true and real. So any publicity you choose to bring me would be great. So I'm going to stick with it, and I'm going to explain it to the people again how you as my neighbor, or what I noticed, and that's all there is to it. I set it up for a reason, and to do a mental check, as I explained, and I'm going to explain it to the people how my story is. This is my fucking story. This is my life that's being destroyed, and I'm going to just explain it how I did my own mental checks to make sure, no, this isn't bullshit. This is real. It's true, and I am being screwed over, and my neighbor has his time for polygraphs for everyone, as I'm explaining. Everyone that you know. Polygraph time, before you lash out at me and say, hey, I'm saying this, what too fucking bad. It's too bad. It's just the way it is. Okay, I'm losing everything, and it's because of you, and because, as I said, police refuse to admit. So this is where we are. So, but again, I'm going to go bring my camera outside because I want you to see how I could imagine what you would think if you saw what I saw with what I'm saying with the lawn tractor. And I'm going to set you down for that. Take care. Remember, God loves you. Tomorrow, cameras.